Very smoky skies is what we're working with on our Tuesday. As you were getting up and around, you were able to see some sun, but now the sun's a little bit higher in the sky. It's having to fight through a lot of the smoke that we have. So this is here on Pier, and you can find that it almost looks like a cloudy day outside. Those milky skies are almost like fog out there towards the water. And this is just from wildfire smoke. So this is definitely a little bit more than what we've experienced earlier in the season as far as those smoky conditions. And we're going to continue to see that as well. Now, we have had the dry weather that's been in place, and the wildfire smoke doesn't help when we look at statistics like 16 days where we have had no rain. To mention, we're working on day 17 currently as we go along, but you are going to find that we just are going to continue to have smoky conditions. And of course, without the rain, that's not going to kind of clear that out. So this is a look at what we have as far as the smoke. The bulk of that we really saw yesterday, but even this morning and even into the afternoon, we're still seeing those yellows, oranges, and reds in portions of northwest Ohio. But we do see at least a little bit of clearing as we advance this into the afternoon and evening. Here we are at 5 o'clock. At that point, starting to get lighter. Southeast Michigan going to be seeing the relief early on. But as that smoke continues to push on out and we zoom out here, you're going to see yet we still have a little bit of a pivot. So we will be watching for later in the week to see if we can still have a little more of that smoke swinging in. So just be mindful that we are not in the clear yet as far as wildfire smoke. Now, we typically have it high up in the atmosphere to where it isn't bothering us, but it's just at such a dense rate as far as that smoke that we are now starting to see some air quality issues. And so typically those who are sensitive and maybe have asthma, you notice, oh, I really am struggling. But even the general population has been struggling with this setup that we've had. Is when we look at the air quality map from the sensors and where we're able to pick up that data, we're kind of in that high category with the red here. So that's kind of what these red dots are showing as far as that air quality kind of being in that red, that high zone. And that means that the general public will start to notice maybe some issues. Now, the symptoms that you may notice actually will remind you a little bit of, well, your allergies, because this poor air quality is going to affect a lot of folks. You maybe have heard some people say, hey, my sinuses are a little weird. I'm sneezing more. My throat is scratchy. And well, those are very similar to allergies. But the symptoms as far as your air quality and with the wildfire smoke, you can kind of maybe mix the two. So again, some sinus issues, maybe some tiredness, asthma attacks, scratchy throat, headaches, nausea. You're going to notice that maybe you're just not feeling 100%, and it simply can be due to the air quality because of the smoke. So thankfully, we do have that relief that's going to be coming into our forecast as we go through today. But again, we'll watch later in the week as far as what we'll be feeling like. And of course, a little bit of rain would help, but with the wildfires, that's kind of actually eating up a lot of moisture in the atmosphere to where we then can't have that moisture to create clouds or even raindrops. So that's why we're going to be looking at a mainly quiet forecast. Things do start to change, a storm starting to roll in as we get closer to the weekend. So you'll see the work week is dry, but Saturday and Sunday, that's when we're going to be looking at finally some moisture to return to the area and even bringing us a chance for some showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder by the time we get to Sunday. I know the timing of the weekend, not ideal, but we really need the rain, so we'll have to take it when we can get it. Well, Monday will be dry. We at least have another chance to see a little more rain in the forecast, so we will be seeing if this pattern can hold to bring us some of that much needed rain. And overall, we'll have a summer feeling in our forecast. And of course, you can use the radar tab to keep an eye with the WTOL 11 weather app when we have those next chances of rainfall. Of course, we'll have extra information as far as the air quality concerns as we go through the day. So make sure you download the app. Now, high temperatures today are going to be very comfortable, very seasonal into the mid 80s. We're going to find it's a little bit cooler Wednesday and Thursdays with high into the upper 70s. Still not bad. Going to be great. Maybe you're going to go and enjoy some of the live music that we're going to have at Toledo Main Library. But you will find that we do have some bigger heat on Saturday, jumping up to 86 degrees. It's a little bit up and down here the next couple of days, but overall we kind of average out into those lower 80s. But as we get into next week, you're going to find that these numbers climb. We're climbing the stairs up, and we are going to be seeing a little more of that kind of, well, midsummer heat rolling in, as highs are going to be in the mid, if not towards the upper 80s. Current temperatures, those though are sitting into the mid 70s for Toledo. You're going to find it's a little bit cooler. We'll be watching the wildfire smoke because that can definitely play with temperatures, not allowing that sun to come through. We have more heat further south and west, so we'll be watching to see if those southwest winds can power a little more of that heat in for us. But overall, we're definitely going to have a lot of moving parts to the forecast as far as the wind and the smoke as far as those temperatures are concerned. So we are still going to forecast highs into the low to mid 80s. We'll have that summer feeling. Still no mentions of rain into the forecast, but also make sure you have that sunset time down. That's going to be at 9:06 p.m. because with all the smoke, though it's going to start to clear later this evening, you still may notice that we have a little more of those red kind of vibrant colors as around that sunset time. So make sure you keep an eye to that later on this evening. Now, again, no mention of rain as we go through the work week. And for your weekend, have the WTOL 11 weather app ready to go just because we do finally have some chances for some showers and storms. We'll find big heat on Saturday, talking 86 degrees, and then we cool out Sunday, Monday, that rainfall kind of keeping us into check here. But then you'll find next week we once again have some chances for some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder as those highs do start to climb a little more summer-like, maybe a little more July-like rather than June. So we'll be keeping an eye to that. And of course, make sure you continue to check in with the WTOL 11 weather team with the WTOL 11 weather app.